Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, my hair is a little bit of a mess right now. I washed it today. Today was wash day. First, last night I started off wash day with deep conditioning overnight, and today I washed out the conditioner, shampoo, deep condition again for a few hours, and now here we are. I let it air dry, and before I detangle, moisturize, and seal, I'm going to blow out my hair a little bit. But first, I'm gonna use my heat protectant, which is the Cantu Shea Butter Thermal Shield Heat Protectant, and then just blow dry my hair. And then, we're just gonna do a little chit chat. My hair has no product in it besides this. This is the first product I've put it in since air drying, so you can never have too much. So I'm gonna blow dry my hair using my favorite hair dryer right now, which is the Yellowbird. It's like I don't know my hair dryer, bro. It's Yellowbird by Conair, okay? This is my favorite hair dryer right now, and I'm gonna detangle and see you guys in a bit. A little bit better. So now that my hair is fully blow dried, not bad, right? I can easily comb through my hair now. Not bad for 6 months post, huh? Alright guys, so I am going to moisturize. Honestly, I'm not in the mood, but let's do it anyway. So guys, for this chit chat, I'm going to be talking about basically my experience flying on an airplane while in a pandemic. Okay. We all know COVID-19 is out and rampant, trying to destroy anybody and everybody. And I decided to be brave and travel during a pandemic. Okay, so this summer I went to Atlanta just to, just to spend holiday, just to be there, for a month, just basically spend, a little bit of my summer vacation there. So I was in Atlanta for a month. And how I got to Atlanta, that's another story in itself. I don't even want to revisit that. Let's just say I took the bus. I was on the bus for 8 hours traveling from Orlando, Florida to Atlanta, Georgia. And being on the bus for 8 hours, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, it's a memory I'm trying to forget. But anyway, I decided that I was not about to take the bus back to Florida. So I decided that I'm gonna brave up and fly back. I'm like, it's only an hour flight, so I mean, like 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours, an hour please. So that's what I decided to do. So if you see me looking down, or I'm looking down because my hair products and everything is like in this cupboard right here, so I'm trying to figure out what to use to moisturize. And because I have like a whole stash down here that I might do a video on in the future, but as of right now, I'm thinking that I'm gonna use my favorite moisturizer, which is the Camille Rose Curl Love Moisture Milk. Oh my gosh, love this. This is a staple. This moisturizer, staple. Like, gonna keep buying this. It's $15 plus, depends on where you buy it, but I don't care. This is forever in my stash. Okay, so moisturize, use on my scalp, because I have a little bit of a scalp problem. I've been having it since I was a kid, and I feel like it's not going away. So I'm going to use this Head & Shoulders Daily Moisture Scalp Cream. And for oil, I might just use my 100% Pure Shea Oil by Shea Moisture. Yeah, and that's it. So guys, flying in a pandemic. Oh Lord. So I went to, obviously, Atlanta airport, and so flying back to Florida, my flight was on a Monday. Okay, when I come back, August 10th. And the moment I pull up to the airport, it was my first time being at Jackson's International, that's what it's called, right? Hartfield Jackson International Airport. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, that was my first time, being at the airport. The moment I pull up to the airport, let me tell you, I'm like, why are there so many people? Like, this airport is full. Like, there's a lot of people standing outside. I'm like, whoa, okay, a lot of people traveling today. Okay. So went inside, confirm my get my boarding pass, and everything. So when I got to, oh shoot, I don't have any more clips. I mean, I have clips, but it's like I can never find them. Like my clips are like bobby pins. Like, you buy bobby pins today, and like by the end of the week, like, you lose all of them. Like, that's how I feel like with my clips. Like, I have them today, and then I don't know. Anyway, I have to digress. Okay, so I got my boarding pass. Now I'm going through, immigration, where you have to like show them your ID and your boarding pass and blah blah blah. So I went through immigration, and that line was long. The line was long, but it was moving. It was moving, you know, quickly. I'm like, dang, everybody and their mama traveling today. Like, what the heck? Like, there was a lot of people, but, you know, everybody was wearing their mask, okay? That's one of the safety things. Like, you're traveling, make sure, say, you have on your mask, right? So, you know, I should have oiled my scalp first. Whatever. Everybody have on their mask, right? So I'm going through immigration. The line is long, but you know, it's moving quickly. Like, people are just coming. So, you know, went through immigration. Oh, oil. Like, I haven't moisturized my hair in a while. Jeez. So went through immigration, showed them my ID, my boarding pass, went through. Now I gotta, you know, go through the, you know, body scan, whatever. You know, you gotta put your items in the tray, you know, remove your shoes, you know, go through the scan thing. I was wearing sandals, so I was hoping like they would be lenient on me for me not to remove my shoes, but I still had to do it. I'm like, dang, I knew I should have wore socks or something, but whatever. So did that, went through that. Oh my goodness, I think Atlanta's airport is like the biggest airport in the United States. I believe, like, somebody tell me down in the comments. I think it's like the biggest airport in the United States. My gate was gate D. Yeah, D something. And you have the option of walking or taking the underground train. Me decides I'm gonna take no train, right? If there's an option whether or not I could take it, I decided not to. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna depend no train with no other people. So I decided to walk. And I took some pictures or some videos of me walking through the concourse. Like, they have a lot of beautiful displays. Like, it was just beautiful, and I really enjoyed walking through it and just looking at the different displays they had. So I'm walking, and I finally got to D. So I had to go upstairs, and it's a long, like, flight of stairs to me. I'm like, geez Louise. So I went upstairs, and then I had to go all the way at the end because my gate number was all the way at the end. So I had to do that. And while I'm walking through, I'm just like, every single gate to me was full. Like, every single one. I'm like, wow. Like, people really, you know, like, people out here traveling. Like, in the beginning of COVID, when I see videos, like, the airports are empty, like ghost town. But not this one. Like, everybody and their mom, as I said, was there that day on a Monday. So I got to my gate, and you know, there was a lot of people sitting there, and people try to social distance, but you know, what can you do? So I decided not to sit in the section where my gate was. I sat in another section because there were like open seats where I can sit and socially distance. So that's what I did. And as soon as I sat down, my gate was ready to board. So you know, like when people are boarding, like they naturally line up, and like I'm like, not me. When I stand up in a no line next to people that I don't know, I was traveling by myself. Like when I stand up next to people when I know, like when I do that, somebody just sit on and wait till they called like my section of the airplane, you know, like now boarding 21 through 30, now boarding 1 through 10. Like I waited. So as soon as I heard them calling out my section, that's when I got up. And people were there standing in line, with minute business. I cut right in front of them. Oh well. Cut in front of them. Didn't I already moisturize? Anyway, cut in front of them, got on the plane. Now, before I book my ticket, I made sure I called this particular airline, right? I called the airline. I'm not gonna say their name. I called them up and I asked them, what safety procedures do you have in place with passengers that are traveling? Now, the person reassured me that they will block the middle seats and only sit passengers in the window seat and in the aisle seat. I'm like, okay, cool. Now, I called them twice just to make sure, and they told me the same thing the 2 times I called, right? Now, when I was booking my ticket, I had the option of choosing my seat. Now, I did not choose my seat because they told me that they only sit passengers in the window seat and in the aisle seat. Middle seats are blocked. Nobody's gonna sit there. So I decided that I'm not gonna pick my seat, because if I pick it, I have to pay for it. And I'm a broke college kid, so I'm not about to do that. So I just let them choose a seat for me. I'm like, it's gonna be a window seat or aisle seat, so I'm cool with either one, as long as it's not no middle seat. So when I got on the plane and got to my section, lo and behold, they put me in a middle seat. I'm like, well, seeing that I'm the only person here in my row right now, I'm sitting in the window seat. You know what I mean? So I wipe off the seat. I have my handy dandy wipes. Wipe off the seat, wipe off the tray, you know, and I'm just sitting there, you know, getting myself together. So a couple minutes after I was sitting there, the guy who belonged to that seat, he said, yeah, that is my seat. I'm like, okay, cool. I got up and I sat in the aisle seat, okay? Now, before I sat in the aisle seat, of course, with my handy dandy wipes, wipe off the seat and, you know, wiping off the seat belts and, you know, the trays and whatnot. So after doing that for the second time, the guy who's supposed to sit in the aisle seat, he came, but he sat in the aisle seat next to me on the other side, right? So he sat there and then he's looking at me, and then because he's looking at me, I'm looking at him, and then I happen to like glance on his boarding pass and it says the seat that I'm sitting in, right? So he just casually said to me, So, that's my seat you're sitting in. Where are you supposed to sit? He just said it like very politely. He's like, where are you supposed to sit? I'm like, this middle seat right here. So he said, what? They have us sitting that close to each other? And I said, I know. They're not supposed to. He said, that's right, because I called them. I'm like, I called them too. You know? So he's like, nah, this ain't gonna work. And I'm like, damn sure ain't gonna work because I'm claustrophobic. So sitting in the middle seat is a no for me. So I said to him, so because he's the only person sitting in that, row right now, like there's two other seats, but it's empty. So I said to him, okay, sit there for now. And if nobody comes and sit next to you, we in the clear, right? So we sitting there and we watching everybody come up. Let me tell you, that was a full flight. My plane, that flight, it was full. I'm telling you. There are like one or two empty seats. One or two. So we sitting there, we watching all these people come on board, and we're just praying and hoping. Man, I need to trim my ends. We're just praying and hoping that nobody will come and claim, that seat. So after a few minutes, naturally, a couple came and, that's their seat. So I got up and I moved to the middle seat, and he came and sat at the aisle, the aisle seat. And I'm like, this is not gonna work. He's like, don't worry, I got you. He said, I'm gonna move, but let me just check it with the flight attendant first. I'm like, cool. So he called over the flight attendant, and he was like, sir, do you mind if, I move, because we don't feel comfortable sitting so close to each other. And then the flight attendant looked at me like, girl, you cool with this? I'm like, I'm cool, I'm fine, So the flight attendant was okay. I'm like, cool. So we're looking around to see like which seat he can move to. Conveniently, the seats in front of us, right, there was only a guy sitting there, so there were two empty seats. So I said, just sit right here in the aisle seat in front of us, just sit right there. So the guy moved and he sat right there, and we were just hoping like nobody else would come and want to claim that seat or whatever. And I moved to the aisle seat, and after that the door was closed. Nobody else came on the flight. I was like, thank you, Lord, because like, number one, I'm claustrophobic. I'm claustrophobic in the sense that I can be on airplanes, no problem. But claustrophobic in the sense that I'm in the middle seat and there are two people, like I feel uncomfortable. I feel boxed in. I feel like I can't move. I can't, like I don't like that. I did that one time on a Delta flight, and yeah, and I did not like that. I did not like that at all. And I'm like, from now on, I'm picking my seats. I'm picking my seat, either window or aisle, no middle. Can't butter, So yeah, and it was so funny because what's funny, because after the guy sat down and he looked at me, he was like, I was like, bro, it worked out. And I like that everybody was wearing their mask, and so on and so forth. Like, that was good. I wasn't too worried. I wasn't too like stressed about it. And like, there was this British couple behind me, and they were traveling with a friend, and the friend was, I don't know if he was drinking or what, but his friend missed the flight. Like, the two, like, and they're British, so when they were talking, like, I was just obsessed with their accent because I love British accent. They were talking, and the guy was like, oh my God, he's not gonna make it, and his luggage is on the flight. He's not gonna make it. So once the pilot came on the intercom and he was like, we're gonna take off shortly, and you know, stuff like that. Like, the guy got up. Like, why would you get up? Like, the pilot said we're taking off shortly. Like, why would you get up to check with the flight attendant? Like, the pilot said what he said. You know what I mean? So I guess he went up to the front of the plane to check in with the flight attendant. Like, are we really leaving? Like the pilot said. Like, anyway, so apparently the flight attendant was like, yeah, bro. And the guy came back and he called, and it was so funny because, like, Atlanta's, like, the gate where I was at, there's 2 sections. You can easily get mistaken with the 2 sections, because there's like a D1 and there's like a D1A or something like that. So if you don't pay attention closely on your boarding pass, you might go to the wrong gate. So that's what the guy did. He ended up going to the wrong gate. And then when he realized the mistake and went to the right gate, the door was closed. The door was closed, bro. And it was so funny because they were like, and yeah, and his luggage is on this flight. Like, you know, what about his luggage? I'm like, it was so. I turned around and I was like, your friend missed the flight. Like, I didn't say it. I was like, your friend missed the flight. He was like, that's like one of my biggest fears, like missing my flight. Like, that's like really one of my biggest fears that I try to avoid. You know, I really try to avoid that. But other than that, like the plane ride was smooth. Like, it was very quiet. It was an hour flight, but I feel like everybody on that flight was asleep. Like, I dozed off a couple times. Like, I try not to sleep, but I dozed off. I really did. And I put my hair up in a bun. Or in a ponytail, whatever. Because I'm going to put my hair up in a bun tomorrow. I could do it now. I could do it now instead of waking up doing it tomorrow. Alright, let me do it now. So, yeah, the flight was really quiet. It was an hour flight, but it was quiet. And, you know, when the plane was taking off and going up, like, it was a little bit shaky. It was a little bit shaky, but I wasn't really scared. I wasn't terrified. Like, I'm not scared of flying. I'm really not. Like, my dream is to be a flight attendant, so I'm not scared of flying. I'm gonna be using this. To me, this stuff is liquid gold. Like, I love this. I love it. And if you can see that. Whatever. I love this stuff. It's practically done, but you know, it serves me. It lasts me a long time because I bought this in December and it's now August. I really try to take my time with it so I don't use too much of it because it's so hard to find in my area. It really keeps my hair in place. Yeah, so going up the plane, it was a little bit shaky. We had a little bit of a, you know, I don't want to say turbulence, but, or I could say that. It was a little bit like going up, but I wasn't too scared. I wasn't too nervous. You know, I trust in God and I know God, you know, keep me safe. So I wasn't too nervous. But when the plane was landing, oh my goodness, like, for a moment, you know, like when that plane is descending and it makes that drop. Oh, like, I don't like, that's the only thing I don't like. But other than that, it was a smooth flight. I got off the plane and went pick up my suitcase, and that's it. You know, it's like they didn't ask me any questions. They didn't give me anything to sign. But, you know, it's stating that you should quarantine in your house for 2 weeks. So I've been doing that. I've been quarantining in my house. I'm trying to use up whatever is left. I bought like 3 more of these because they're that good. I had to like get it in Atlanta. Cannot get it in my little community where I live. So I bought like 3 while I was up there. But yep, I just had my hair tied. Found it. But overall, you know, I felt safe. Like I wasn't scared, I wasn't nervous. Like walking through the airport in Atlanta, it was so clean. Like it was so clean. Like you didn't see, like I feel like I didn't see a speck of dirt anywhere. Like it was so clean. Like everyone was wearing their mask. Like people, you know, like social distance the best they could. But like I wasn't nervous, I wasn't scared. Like I wasn't, you know, like of course, like I was alert the whole time. Like I made sure, you know, stay to myself, like don't, you know, mix with people. But you know, like I felt okay. Like I wasn't scared or anything like that, because like the plane was clean, the airport was clean, you know. So like I was not nervous at all. Would I do it again? Fly during a pandemic? No. You know, like I don't want to take my chances again. But it's not coming out the way I want it to. Gotta fix my edges in the morning. Oh, I could do it now. I have another gel that I could use. Okay, I'm gonna be using this Cantu Grapeseed Strengthening Gel. I picked this up too and I like it. Yeah, so I would not fly again. I would not take that chance again. No. I mean, I had to come home. You know, I enjoyed my summer vacation and whatnot, but I decided that I was not about to take that nasty, rank, stank ass bus again. So I'm like, yeah, let me take my chance and fly. And I'm so glad I did. So glad. Ooh, this gel. This gel is bomb, bro. My first time using it. Yes. Yes, honey, yes. Slick down for the gods, yes. Ah, 6 months post, man. It's crazy. I did say like I want to try and stretch to 7 months, and I might actually do it. If I keep this up, you know, I might actually be able to do it. And no bobby pins. But you know what? It's just gonna stay like this for now, and I'll fix it in the morning. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining me for my little chit chat video. And you know, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys soon.